Why hello there, and thanks for stumbling upon this video. I know I'm very aware that this is very amateur, but this is my first time doing a YouTube video. I just hope you can find some entertainment or thought provocation out of this. Now for my first try, I'm gonna try to talk about Payday 2, and from my own standpoint, I I really don't want this game to go down. I've had so much fun with it. It's such a great shooter made by these great people, great voice actors, characters, weapons, gunplay, and as quoted from Jim Sterling, how it puts emphasis on gameplay over graphics. Because let's face it, gameplay is a much more complex and deeper element into, well, a video game compared to its graphics. You can have something as shiny as, well, the new Star Wars Battlefront game, but if you screw up its gameplay, no one's gonna buy it. Well, majority of the people. I just don't want this game to turn and follow the footsteps of the mistakes in the AAA industry. I don't want it to become a heister's Call of Duty, or better yet, a Battlefield Hardline, which was quite a mess back then. It was like an unnecessary sequel, in my opinion. I really have a lot of memories playing this game, and I don't want it all to simply be thrown away. I don't want this game to fall into the greed of the many companies who say they love making games for their community, but in reality, they're just doing what business dictates them to do. They tell them what they are controlled by human nature. And what is human nature? Well, it's an embodiment of greed, in my opinion. Like, seriously, what company hasn't gone out there for money? I mean, like, seriously. Well, I mean, there are a few exceptions, but then, like, the majority of them, they aim for a big profit. Now, if you've been hiding under a rock amongst the Payday 2 company, or haven't been caring about it ever since, here's what I'm talking about. A few months ago, there's been the yearly event known as Crime Fest, wherein you complete challenges such as kill this many type of enemies, or do this many type of moves, or whatsoever. And then after you complete those challenges, you complete Crime Fest, and it's a great event because it gets the community to work all together and achieve some pretty impressive goals, like transport 1,000 nukes in one day, and it like counts all of the attempts at doing the nuke heists. Afterwards, when Crime Fest was successfully completed, then came the prizes which come afterwards if you complete Crime Fest, like if the community manages to complete Crime Fest. And I think it was the first or second update that came after Crime Fest. It was the Black Market update, which I suppose you've heard of the articles saying with the microtransactions and the drills and all that. Yeah, it made us all pissed. For me, I wasn't that pissed. It was just a mere dick move from Overkill, especially with the skins that like give stat bonuses. I think that's pretty BS in my opinion. And I think majority of you can agree to it too. But then like their reasoning, I can sympathize with them, but it's not a good reason. I mean, I get it. 25 developers to 75 developers. You need extra money to pay for those expenses, those fees, those salaries. But then like, I think there are other ways to settle that. I think there are other ways. Like you could have asked the community. That would have been something. But then, the drills are there and everyone's just blah blah blah. Alongside with the really good weapons update though, albeit it was a nice weapons update. But then like, still, the big fish in the pond was the microtransactions, and everyone's, up to this day, is still pissed about it. I've noticed most of my friends, like some of my friends who played Payday 2 before, quitting Payday 2 simply because of this this new approach to microtransactions that, well, yeah, that was one of the issues amongst with the drills. While we're on the subject on the On one of the many issues though, and one of my criticisms on Payday 2 though, is that this game is poorly optimized. I mean, I swear, like, for anyone who's played Payday 2 for even a short time and knows anything about computers, and then like they open the video settings menu, like it's not even like it's not even a good. It's average. It gets the job done, but compared to other PC ports, this is somewhat laughable. There isn't like the FOV adjustment is like just a slider. There isn't like a number to tell you that your FOV is like 90 or 120 if that's your thing. And then like there's textures, there's shadow options, but then like how about some a bit more advanced options in there, like, oh, I don't know, maybe model viewers or draw distance, and you know, there's more advanced options. Maybe it's because of the engine limitations, but then you gotta fix the video settings. And even if you do, because as you've noticed with on this footage, it's like 1080p, but at the lowest of the lowest I can bring it to. And this is on my 750 Ti, and you don't laugh. The 750 Ti is a pretty damn good card. I was able to play other games at 1080p at mid to high settings, and then this, I'm running it at the lowest, and I'm barely keeping up at 60. We're running around 50, and well, yeah, you can blammer all about that. 50 is still a pretty good number. You know, the frame rate's all over the place, especially, and then like I saw benchmarks where in like in missions like Hoxton Breakout, they get like 80 FPS with like cranked out settings. Well, I've done the same Hoxton Breakout, and I'm still at the lowest. I've even had to resort to going to 720p, but then like it's not gonna cut it. On my 1080p monitor, it's not gonna cut it. Lastly, to wrap up this first video of mine, I'd just like to say an open letter, if you will, to Overkill, if they even bothered to listen to this. Dear Overkill, the first things I'm probably gonna say in this letter are pretty redundant or obvious. I like your game, I like your studio, I like how you handle things. I like how you put in an emphasis on gameplay over graphics, even though people don't like the approach. I like it, and I think the more sensible people will like it also. And I would like to say this: don't ruin the game for me, or for the community that you've built on these past 2 years. No, we're close to Team Fortress 2 or Dota 2, but hey, barely any third-party game goes around 2 years, unless some community member makes them servers. But then, you know, we have official servers here, still after 2 years. Although, I could be wrong. Can someone correct me if I'm wrong with that statement? Okay then. Anyways, to wrap this up, this is a game that really encourages teamwork, that has solid gameplay, and it shows how much of a care that the developers give. That is rare to see in other games, you know. For every dozer I kill, every crappy drill I repair, every cash bag I escort and drop in, every bag of meth I've created, every mistake Bane made in terms of creating that meth. I mean, I swear, after that Halloween event update, Bane's gone really dumb. You know, that should have been how Bane was back then, you know, when you tried to do the cook-off thing. Anyways, getting off track. For every moment that this game has provided me and for us, the community, I hope you don't tarnish it with you know, how things are doing over there. Now, regardless of this game's future, whether it's going to be abandoned and you know, Payday 3 is going to be announced and everyone's going to be somewhat hyped for it, or it's going to be another sleeper hit, or if it's still going to be supported for another 2 years, well, that's going to be amazing though. But then like all the optimization problems, and now, to wrap up this crappy video I've made up, I'd like to say a few words from Overkill. Overkill, if you're listening, please don't fuck up. I'm saying it right now, please don't fuck up Payday 2. I mean, like, the drills, really, they're just a dick move in my opinion, but then, just don't go any worse. You're such a promising company, and like, you know, your Walking Dead game is coming up, and you know, hopefully that isn't shit, you know, unlike the Survival Instinct. You know, cheers to you, and My final words being, please don't fuck up. Thanks.